Good evening, everybody. Hello.
Hello,
Evening,
good evening,
everyone.
everyone.
I hope everybody's warmer than I am. My hands are absolutely freezing tonight.
I'm okay.
I'm
I'm a
nice.
bit cold,
Nice
I'm
me.
cold. I'm
but
cold.
I'm all
Nice.
right.
Oh, somebody called Jean says,
Good evening, everyone. Glad you could join us. Hope you've all had a lovely day.
It's
Tony
frozen
keeps
again.
freezing. It's not me, it's him, isn't it?
it
It is him
know,
might
that's
be me.
frozen.
Yeah, it's you. You keep freezing, Tony.
Yeah, I will do because Michael's on a video class as well upstairs, so it's really
Oh,
So you're
pulling on the
working on...
internet. So
Yeah.
please bear with me. It's only for a few weeks that Michael's doing these, so bear with me, please, if I keep sort of sounding like Norman Collier, ignore me. I sound like
Well,
that
can I
anyway.
just... I went to
Oh,
Michael's Do last week, and it was
Oh,
absolutely brilliant. All the poems and all the stories and all the
except
writing.
one of the poems. Except one of the
Yeah,
poems about
one of the
eating
poems.
toast. Yeah, it was a bit.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. Yeah.
No, that was a bit.
well, I didn't even get an invitation.
It was last minute. I didn't know how many places were allowed, but
Talk to the
it
host.
was really good fun. Really good fun.
I really enjoyed it, I've got to be honest.
I liked the last one that young girl did about the old taxidermist watching the gardener through the window.
Yeah, that was good. But do you know what hit my heart is when he was talking to his daughter and mum had passed about food in cafe. Look, he's gone again.
That my something beanstalk.
Yeah, that was
My
beautiful.
something beanstalk. That was lovely.
Yeah.
Hi,
It
James.
was.
James is on. And,
Yeah, I just spoke
James.
to him.
And Nicola and Francis.
Yeah. James is organising a trip to see the Ladyboys of Bangkok at Rotherham
I'm going.
Civic.
I've already said
yeah?
I'm going. Irene, it's in June next year.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
What day?
Don't know yet.
Date?
James, what date is it, James, love? Did we see Fiona Rawson's
Yes.
message? Sorry, about COVID. I'm just going to write her
What's
in my
that?
book
Sorry.
while I. Fiona Rawson.
Fiona Rawson, she's going hot and cold with COVID. I've got rotten COVID.
Oh, bless.
Bless her.
We'll put you in the Zealand book, love.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 1
15th of June,
second.
Irene.
Right, I'll have a look in my diary.
Tony, can you put an Irene?
Yes,
Can you put Janet in your healing book? But I'm not giving a surname, but just Janet, if you don't
Janet.
mind.
It doesn't matter. We don't need a surname. We just.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you can just put Janet in.
Oh, Maria Tingale lost her mum 6 weeks ago.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, bless you, sweetheart.
Oh,
we're sending all
bless
our
her.
love to you, darling, and hugs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, from the way everybody was talking before we came on it sounds like we all had a really good night last night.
Yeah.
Irene was at Derby, did you say?
Yeah, Forester Street, Derby. I was all right when I got there. There was roadworks and I had to get somebody to come out to meet me because he kept taking me around the little centre. So I got there about 10 past and I fell up onto Rostrum. You couldn't write it, could you?
And Jean was at Faircroft with...
she was lovely, Jill Barraclough. She was lovely.
Jill Barraclough. And I was with the lovely Iris Otten at her home doing a little group. It was really nice. Really nice.
Lovely.
And Jim and I was at Cleethorpes on Saturday. Cleethorpes on Saturday night doing divine service there. So.
Lovely. So we're spreading the love.
What?
You know, I went to Idle with Stacey last week. Tina's got another one now on the 7th of December, and Stacey sent it to me. We only went last week. I don't know. And 7th of December is next week, so I don't think she'll want us again.
Oh, no, it's a bit too close.
It's too close, isn't it?
Yeah.
Too close.
Okay, well, here we are again. Spreading the love across the airwaves, as always. Hi, Miles. You snuck in there. I
Oh.
didn't see your comment go up.
Where's Miles?
Hello, my
He's
darling.
there.
Oh.
Hello,
Hi,
Miles.
Can I say hello to my daughter Amy and Cohen, who should be asleep now? But if I don't say hello, he'll moan at me in the morning. Hi, Cohen. Nanny says go to sleep.
Takes any notice of Nanny.
And hi, Amy.
Does anybody ever
Hello,
take any
Amy and
notice of the
Cohen.
nannies?
No.
Yeah, bless him. Got it. Santa's got his Christmas present all ready. Bless him. Oh dear. Anyway, yes, here we are across the airways. Lisa Hunt, yes, we can see your comments, darling. We're going to do our usual divine type service tonight. So we will open in prayer and then we will have Pam's Poetry Corner there. And then
sorry, he's just put wow, I can see Nanny.
Then we will have a healing moment. Healing is wonderful. We do love healing. I love
Please
healing.
take all that energy of that healing.
Yeah. Anybody who needs it. So, could we all just blend our energies together for a moment, please, while we do an opening prayer and the Lord's Prayer? Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, may we thank you for allowing us to gather together as friends across Facebook and the internet tonight. I ask that the guides for Irene, Jean and myself step forward to support and inspire us through this short service. And I promise as always that everything we do tonight will be done with only love, truth and honesty in our hearts. May the loved ones of those watching us now come forward to offer messages of proof that life is eternal, that we merely step through the veil and return back to your great divine energy once we have finished with this physical life. We ask for them to give us messages of comfort, of support and upliftment. And we promise that at the end of this evening we will hand back to you all which is rightfully yours with love, honour and glory. Amen.
Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Right, I'll just turn my light up a little bit so I can see what I'm not reading.
Hi, Sheila.
Right. I was with my hot pen in my hand and I found this and I forgot to put it in my book. And I'm sure you'll like it. I've just called it To Me God Said. The day God came to me and said, "My child, you have much work ahead." I stopped, listened, held my breath, trying to get things right in my head. I asked, "What do you want of me, Lord?" He replied, "I want you to spread the word." I thought for a moment and replied, "Yes, I will." So I controlled my breathing and sat very still. My child, you need to go to higher degrees, so more messages, beauty and love you can see. Your trust and faith in my word is strong. With your spirit guides, you should have a better bond. I sat and thought of the words of wisdom. It made me want to go and visit his kingdom. For you, Master, I will give my all. I know you would catch me if I had a fall. Give me the sign I need to do your bidding. I am here now waiting, and I am more than willing. I sat a while longer in silence and awe, waiting for him to speak some more. I thought he had forgotten I was sitting there. Then his voice came again with tender loving care. My child, if you are doing this for me, a special place in heaven for you there will be. I will give you my strength to do your spiritual work. But be careful, child. There are bad things in the shadows that lurk. Your time to be an angel is not yet here. You can still walk the earth plane with no fear. Thank you, my Lord, I gently replied. When that day comes, I will be happy to be gaining my angel wings, so I can fly with thee.
Oh, totally different.
Yep.
Totally different, that one, Irene.
Yeah. It's spirits. You know what I said to you the other night, Jean, about seeing all those black and white?
Yeah, and
I've
I
had
spoke to you
some
about
more,
it.
and this, yeah, and this, I've seen him some more, and I'm actually hearing music. But this time I got a piano in a pub with all the military men, and then the next one I got was in church. I got the organ playing,
Oh,
but it's still
lovely.
all in black and white. But I just, it's getting stronger though. It's getting
Good.
stronger. So
Really good. Has Tony froze or is he just stuck?
I think he's frozen again.
Oh, hang on. We've had a
Oh,
move.
oh no, it's not. He's muted himself. He's muted himself. Thank you for all your kind words.
I have
Thank
because
you. Now
Now
he's
he's
frozen.
now I'm frozen. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now we will.
Oh, we're frozen again.
Yeah,
Now we've
all
come to
here.
our, we'll just go into our healing part, Tony. We're just saying, love.
Yeah, we'll go into our healing part. So can we all just go into the healing silence? Think about anybody you know who needs comfort, support, and upliftment at this point in time, and just ask that they get the energies that they need. So we will start with the healing prayer. So if we could just blend together again, please. Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, here we bring before thee all those who are sick, suffering, and in need of comfort, whether they suffer in mind, in body, and spirit, that it may please thee to heal them. This we ask for those we know, for those we do not know, and for those who have no one to ask for them, we ask for them now. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Healing really, really does work. It really does. We've all in our time been recipients of healing,
Yes,
haven't
we
we,
have.
girls?
Yes.
Ladies.
And it does help. Don't stop your treatment if you're having treatment or any medication from doctors.
No.
Healing's a top up of that, and it does work.
It is. It is. Okay. So let's see where Spirit wants us to go tonight.
We haven't had us candles, have we?
No, they came on for about 5 seconds, then they went again. The candles. We didn't have the candle picture, Tony. They was there for about 5 seconds, then they went off. Don't know why. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, healing for everyone and the animals. I'm with you on that one, Lisa. For anybody
Animals
that needs
need it, yes.
Everyone. Absolutely. Yeah.
No problem.
Okay. Well, like I say, let's see where Spirit wants us to go
Spirit
tonight.
want to take us.
Yes. Yes. Has anybody got a link that they want to?
Not at the moment.
Have you, Tony? If not, I can go with this one. I'll start, shall I?
Yeah.
Because
Tony keeps... Well, no, it's just that I think Tony had, but he keeps freezing at my neck.
Yeah.
So I've just got this. I've got to say, lovely gentleman, but as he's coming in, I know he wouldn't have gone to a very old age. He would have gone to a nice age, as he's telling me. And I do know he would have been able to stand his own ground. Not very tall in height, and I've got to say, he wouldn't be very big, but it would have been, I'm going to say cuddly, because that's what I want to do. I want to cuddle him. But, and please, whoever it is, do not take it wrong way, but I do know this gentleman was very much, can I put this? You did what I say. You know, one of them type of gentlemen. Without being nasty to anybody.
Don't do as I do, do as I say.
Yeah, even to his own family, you know, he was very strict as he's coming in. And I know he would have held his own with anybody outside. I'm not saying he would have been a fighter, but he could have rolled his sleeves up and got in, as he's showing me. Okay. He would have been, as I'm looking, I know he would have had the blonde hair, well, grey. Not a great deal, but it would have been grey. I do know he would have wore glasses at times, but not always. And he did have a nice complexion, funny enough, so I don't know what job he did. But he did have a nice complexion for a gentleman, as he's in here. I know it's actually, I don't know if it's saying Grandad Jack or if it's Grandad and Jack. I'm not quite sure, because I'm hearing Jack, but then I'm also hearing Grandad. Can you take it, Mario? Thank you, sweetheart. So can you understand the Grandad and the Jack, darling? Because I'm hearing Grandad Jack, but I'm not saying it's Grandad who's Jack. Okay, because he's just coming in with them both. But he's coming in and it's as if he's at the moment, he can be a bit angry at the moment. He's coming in as a bit angry, and he's just not wanting, saying things aren't going right for someone. I'm not saying it's you, but he's saying things aren't going right. And somebody's being used as a doormat. Now, that's a word I ain't used in a long time. But somebody's being used as a doormat. So I hope you can understand that, because he's saying, by tide, God, he's coming out with some right things here. By tide, if I were here now, because he wouldn't have let this go on. All right, sweetheart. I do know as he's talking as well, I don't know if he had is it whiskey chaser where you have a pint and then a whiskey? Yeah. I don't understand. But I know I've got a pint and then I think it's a whiskey, so I don't know if it would have been a whiskey chaser.
Yeah, that's
you
what
could take that too. Right.
Yeah.
Because I know I've just got these on the bar. I'm not saying he went to the pub every night. I'm not saying that at all. But why I'm saying I can see this with him. Okay. And I also know, bless him, if it weren't this gentleman, but there would be a smoker with him, because I'm smelling this, I'm smelling all the tobacco smoke. And I know somebody rolls their own. I don't know if he would have done. I don't know if they did them then. But somebody would roll their own. He's showing me one of them machines.
Oh,
I'm not saying he used it, but that's what I'm seeing. Where you put your paper in and rolled it, and that's what he's doing. So have we stuck? I know Sharon said she can. Can Mario still understand this?
He hasn't put a comment in yet.
No, that's what I mean. I want to know so I can. If not, please listen in, because that's what he's doing. Okay. I know I've said about they've got to not be used as a doormat, but on the same way you're saying that there's someone very close to the family who is a bit too soft. I've got to say it that way. A bit too soft with their own children and the family. Okay. And he's saying because it doesn't do them no good. They don't need to be as hard as he were, because he learnt later. But, you know, it doesn't hurt to say no now and then. All right. I do know that there's talks of having some, I don't know if it's repairs or some alterations done to the home. He's talking about here, because I can see them doing different things. I don't know if they're having repairs done or there's something what they're changing within the home, is telling me. Okay. I do know he would have, oh God, he's telling me straight here, a nip flask.
Yeah.
He would have a nip flask.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's coming out with some right old things I don't know, but I don't know this. A nip flask is telling me that as well. And I would know that there would be a connection to fishing, or somebody would have liked fishing, because he's bringing that in as well. But I do feel, right, and you can take some of this as well, Claire. I do know there's a connection to fishing, but I'm going out in a boat. So I'm not saying it's sea fishing, but I am going out in a boat. So I do believe it could be night fishing because I'm going off in a boat and I do know it's night here. Okay, as he's showing me. I do. All right, darling. He's just saying, I don't think he wore a hat, but he's taking his hat off. So I don't know if it's just a gesture where he would have took his hat off, to say something well done to someone, or if he did wear one, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite 100% with that because I can't see him with it on, but I can see him taking it off. So please, if you can understand that as well. I know number 12 means something because he's telling me number 12. Thank you, Mario, darling, for coming on and saying it's not you. I know number 12 does mean something, and I also know that September is important as well, he's telling me. All right. He's saying it wasn't a big gardener. He says, I tinkered, but I wasn't a gardener. So I don't know if his partner or his wife was the gardener, and he just more or less said that wants doing, this wants doing, and he had that bit of input that way. Because he's just laughed. He says she won't let me do much to garden. So I do believe that he probably stood back and she told him or he told her what to do, basically in garden. Okay. I know there's an anniversary around now because he's making reference to that as well. Okay. All right then. And he's just showing me, I'm not saying was in the military, but he is showing me some military medals. So I don't know, there must be some military medals, but I'm not saying there is. What he's showing me as well. So I hope you can understand that. And I just know time's important. I'm not saying a watch, but he's just said time was very important. So I don't know if he meant for him or if time, somebody runs by time now on the earth plane. I am going to leave it there because I know time's getting on. So I hope whoever said they could understand it, you can understand it, because he was a nice gentleman, even though he was strict. I've got to say that, but he was a nice, strict gentleman, if that makes sense. Okay, yeah. So I will leave it there and I will pass it on to Irene and Tony.
Irene?
I don't know if it's for the same person. I am drawn to Mario, but I'm not sure if it is for you, sweetheart. As Jean was talking, I got a lady that came with this gentleman, and I've got this overwhelming tiredness. I just feel as though I just want to lay down and go to sleep, and I feel very, very weary, and it's like I've got everything pressing on my shoulders, like it's like a heaviness that I've got, like I'm just being sort of keep going down and down and down because I've got all this stuff going on around me. And this lady's saying that you need to rest. You need to rest up and you need to be, come on then. You need to rest and you need to be careful of what you're doing because something is making you weary and we don't know what it is. She's not telling me what it is. So it's not for me to know. But it's just like I just feel as though I've got things weighing me down, and somebody needs to say something. Your grandma did when she passed, Mario. Okay, and you can take it as well, Claire. Okay, right. I just feel as though I'm just being weighed down by. I've got all this stuff going on in my head and on my mind, and I want to offload it. And there's something that you've got to say, because she's just keeping the mouth closed, but she's saying there is something that has got to be said that you're not saying it because you're a little apprehensive about the reaction that you're going to get. And what this lady is saying is just say it, because once you've said it, you'll feel like there's going to be a whole different thing going on, and that heaviness will lift off your shoulders and you won't feel so tired, sweetheart. Okay. And that's all I've got. Mario, you can take it, and Claire, you know what she means. Both of you take what you can for it. And she's just showed me some slippers. So a lady would have had some slippers and they would have been new and she didn't get to wear them. But they look nice and comfy. That's what this lady's saying. but I didn't get to wear them. And I had a new nightie as well that I didn't get to wear. Okay, and that's all I've got. So I'm going to leave that with you, Claire, and you, Mario, with her love, darling. Okay, God bless you. Thank you both for working with me. Tony? He's frozen again. Bless him.
That does what give me an ice cream.
Pardon? You keep freezing, darling. I know you can't help it.
I know. I'm so sorry. I do have a lady's energy connecting with me, and as she's connecting her energy with me, she's making my hands itch and be sore. So I feel like this lady would have had either eczema or something with her hands where her hands were sore, and she had to keep putting moisturizer and creams on them. She said she couldn't use hand lotion because she's given me that. It sounds really wrong, and I know she's talking about her hands, but she said she used Vaseline a lot of times, and she went through tubs and tubs and tubs of Vaseline to try and keep her hands supple. Okay, she says, because if not, they cracked and they bled.
Oh,
all
dear.
right. Okay.
Deborah says her mum had to wear gloves because of her dry skin.
Okay, Deborah, listen in, sweetheart. She's talking about, I don't feel I'm a very tall lady. I mean, I'm 5'11", and I know I'm shorter than me. Maybe around Jean's height. Jean keeps changing. Every time she goes to the hospital, they've knocked her an inch off. But I know Jean, she might have been around Jean's height. But she says, I had a covering. Hang on, she's just corrected me. She says, I had curves in all of the right places.
Oh,
so
lovely.
I know she was proud of her curves, bless her. Okay. But she says, as I got older, the curves dropped into places where they shouldn't have been. So
oh, dear.
I know our weight would have fluctuated a bit. But towards the end of her life, she says, I lost some towards the end of her life. All right, bless her. She's talking about memory problems. So I don't know if it's her that had the memory problems or there's somebody else in spirit who had memory problems. But she's saying forgotten where things were towards the end. So somebody would have forgotten where things were towards the end of her life, bless her. Okay. Oh, she's rolling my sleeves up. Okay, Deborah, there's a reason why you've got to get your sleeves rolled up and get stuck in, she's telling me. So you've got to roll your sleeves up and get stuck. She had dementia. Oh, bless her.
No, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Lisa's. I do apologise.
And I know the feeling. Curves have slipped. Yeah, mine too, dear. But she's saying you've got to get on with it. You've got to get on with it. So whatever this is, you've got to get on with it, sweetheart, because she says she's pushing and pushing and pushing you because she's willing you to do it. But you just need to crack on, if you understand, please. She's talking about 4 connected to the family as well, darling. So there's a 4 connection somewhere that she wants to acknowledge as well. All right, bless you. She's putting something around my neck, darling. She's putting something around my neck. I don't know if that's a locket or a cross and chain or what this is, a medal or something, but she's putting something around my neck and she's saying, it's still in the family, it's still in the family, it's still in the family. So this necklace of hers is in the family, sweetheart. And as she's pulling her energy back a little bit, darling, she's showing me this really old black and white photograph of there's somebody in a pale, I can't see what colour it is, obviously, because it's black and white, but it's a light dress and the gentleman's in a suit. So I don't know if this is a wedding picture or an engagement picture or something, but I just know that there's this photograph that she's very proud of because she says, look at my figure on that. Look at my figure on that. Okay. as she's pulling back, darling, I will leave you with Lily of the Valley because I can smell that. And for some reason, walks with wild garlic, walks with wild garlic. So you must remember walking somewhere where there was the smell of the wild garlic, sweetheart. And she's saying, just remember the happy times, okay? And I will leave her love with you and say, God bless, thank you.
Thank you. Can I just,
message.
I'll just say, Sheila is my sister. I do want people to know this, but I have got to say this. I don't know all, even though she's my sister, I don't know what happens. We don't see one another that much, so I don't know what goes off with all the family. Her family, not mine. But I've got to say, as you two know, that our Sheila's son's in spirit.
Yeah.
Our David. But our David's here at the moment, Sheila. He's come through. And I've got to say, sweetheart, that he's talking about Christmas stuff and he knows how you feel. But at the same time as I'm saying this, he's getting a bit irate, Doug. He's getting a bit irate, not so much with you, but he's talking about, and I'm going to say the girls, that's easier to say, sisters, because he's talking about them, Doug, and he's just saying they're taking yes out of them, out of you now. It's just, I hope Irene and Tony can come in on this after, because they are taking the M out of you now, and it's got to stop. And you know this. So he says, what on earth are you doing? And he's saying, ma'am, what on earth are you doing, ma'am? Letting them do it to you, because all they're doing is running you ragged. You're getting tired. You're getting so fed up of it, but you're not saying anything because you don't want to hurt them. And it's not good enough. It's not good enough, he's saying. He says, you know how much he loved you, and I know what happened to our David. But he's just saying this isn't enough. And I've got to say, I hope he's not listening, but begins with an A. That is a waste of, and he's not changed. I'm sorry, sweetheart. And I do know a bit about the A.
Yeah.
So please, that's all I'm saying. But you've got to just go careful with the glasses, Sheila. All right. Because they're just running you ragged and he's not happy. All right. Stop giving them. Stop just being. Oh, you just, how can I put it? What can I say? You're just being like a little. You're the mum, not them. And they're treating you as the kiddie. That's the only way I can put it. And they're just doing things, Sheila, what's not right for your love. All right. There's a lot of things going on with you and that doesn't sound good, does it? But that's the best way I can do it.
It's all right, Jean, we understand.
Without all this, what they're doing as well, sweetheart. But he's not happy at the moment, but he's saying, I know you want for Christmas, but he will be there. And he knows you've got the kids at Christmas, but he will be there. And I don't know what you've talked about, Sheila. And I do know you've got your little bit outside your garden. I've only been to your bungalow a few times. But you're talking about putting something new outside the bungalow for him at Christmas with his little patches. He's talking about you getting something special for that outside. All right, Duck, he's on about that. Okay. And I didn't know this. You've still got his scent, Sheila. Well, men don't wear scents, do they? Aftershave. You've still got his aftershave, sweetheart. All right. And he's saying it's up to you, love. You do what you want, but you still sleep with something of our David's. I know that you had a top of David's. I know that because you wore it at his funeral. But it's talking that it's saying you sleep with something very close to you. All right. It's not his picture, darling. It's something personal to him and you. All right. But he's there, he's with you. Okay. But you've got to look after yourself. And I know that you can't wait to go up to Spirit. I know that myself. But it's not your time, darling. It's not your time. I'm sorry. No matter how much. I just have to say to everybody, I know that Sheila wants to go to her son. But it's not a time. You've got the kids down here now. You've got the great grandkids. You've got to think of them and not. But he's also talking, Duck. I don't know what's going on with his daughter, Ruby, but I don't know if you still see him. but there's something's not quite right there, darling. He's talked about Ruby, so I don't know if you want to give her a ring or speak to her and just ask what's going off. Okay, because there's something he's mentioning about her. I'm going to leave it there, but Irene or Tony might be able to pick up there. Please take note of what I'm doing, what I'm telling you, because it is our David. And he's saying, "Night night, ma'am." And he's giving me a big kiss to give you. All right, sweetheart.
Oh,
He's making me feel up the mind about our Sheila.
yeah.
Because he was
I'm
a lovely lad
emotional.
and he did go young.
Oh, she's gone.
There she goes.
Do you want to carry on, Tony?
Um,
And I'll see if I can link in.
Sheila, the only thing I've got is oh God, come on, how can I put that? I've got this. I know. I've give you reading.
Oh, it's frozen again. Oh, bless.
Treading water all the time, just treading water all the time, and he's saying you've got to start putting yourself first, and you've got to stop just anything for an easy life, okay? And I've got this, oh dear, frustration that it's almost like this sense of not giving up, but just not engaging with things, not engaging with things anymore, because it doesn't matter. Nothing's important. It doesn't matter. Things are important, and you are important, sweetheart. And you've got to his life through yours, if that makes sense. It's like you've got to. It's like that poem. Every breath you take a breath for me. Yeah. That's just what's ringing round in my head. It's like, you've got to live your life for me. I can watch you enjoy yourself, and I can watch you live life to the fullest, and stop being a...
I know, Tony, I hate to hold back, but I nearly would have said it. He would have said it.
Yeah. The tattoo across here.
Yeah.
Begins with a T and ends in a T.
Yeah.
He said it straight away. He's come that close. It was out my mouth.
Yeah.
Just managed to stop myself. You really have got to, like everybody's been saying, Sheila, you've got to put yourself first, and you've got to... He's going to live his life vicariously through yours, if that makes sense. And because you're not engaging in things, he's like, I'm frustrated because I want to be with you, and I want to see you smile, and I want to see you live your life. And no, I'm not talking about that, sweetheart. I'm really not talking about that, darling. I'm sorry. No, it does, sweetheart, because there's people around you who are pushing you down. They're pushing you down, and they should be picking you up and celebrating you. Does that make sense, darling? Lighting candles. Somebody lights the candles. Not just for birthdays and anniversaries and things. They light them all the time and say a prayer. I've just got that, sweetheart. Okay, and you've got to... I don't know who he's talking about, my darling, but he's talking about the little, not the little ones. You didn't say little ones, did you? You said younger one. The younger ones, you've got to let them Let them grow. Let them. Did he say let them grow? Let them go. Let them grow and be who they need to be. They need to be allowed to grow and develop and to explore and to. They're really clever. They're really clever. Whoever this is, and they need to grow and they need to flourish and they can do more. He's saying they can do more, and it's frustrating. If he'd been here, people would have had a good telling off by now. He says, "Okay," and my darling, he's talking about the rosaries. I know you've got Catholic connections. I know you were brought up Catholics, but he's talking about the rosary beads, my darling. Somebody would have put rosary beads in. Rosary beads were in. Rosary beads were in. I don't know in what. In what? He's not telling me, but he's just saying there were rosary beads in. There were rosaries in. All right. Okay, sweetie. He's leaving it there for me. Darling, I'm sorry for telling it off, man, but you need it. You need it. Okay?
She does need it.
And I will leave his love with you, darling, and say God bless. And yes, I will put Mandy in my healing book. And hi, Dad. And can people put my mum in the healing book as well, please? She's got a really bad back at the minute.
Hi, Mum and Dad.
So, sorry,
Alan.
Right. Sheila, he's I know what Tony means. I can feel his energy now, and he's very, very angry. But what he's saying is that you're letting people walk all over you, sweetheart, and they're taking you for granted, and they're not treating you as, you haven't got their respect like you should have as their mum. And he's this is what I'm getting with him. He's just so upset and angry right now, but he just wants you to try and live the best life that you can have, darling. All right. And he's talking of, all right, sweetheart. He's getting very emotional now. He's getting very emotional, and he's just like Jean said, he just wants to give you a big hug and a big kiss and tell you how much he loves you. But he also wants you to live the best life that you can have, sweetheart, because it's like you've what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you've sort of got stuck in the mud. You're trying to put one foot in front of the other, and he's just sort of saying, yeah, you're just stuck there, and he just wants you to start moving and get yourself going again, darling, if you understand that.
Sorry.
And I've got to give you, he's giving me some, I don't know if you're diabetic, but he's giving me some chocolates and some sweets for you, sweetheart. So I don't know if you like them, but these are coming from him. And I know you love him, Sheila. I know you do. I totally understand. I really do, darling. You know, you don't expect to lose a child, no matter how old they are. But this is what he wants for you, because he wants you to be as happy as you can be and get yourself out of that little rut that you've got yourself in, sweetheart. Okay. He's not being cruel or nasty with you. He just wants to see you happy. And we know what you want, and he knows what you want. But as Jean said, darling, it's not your time yet. It's not your time. So but he does come to see you, and you know when he's been. And sometimes he sits beside you when you're sleeping, okay? Because he's showing me him sitting on your bed, sweetheart. So he does come to see you, and he tries to help you as much as you can. And he's just saying, I've got her back. And I'm going to leave that there for you, darling. So lovely to be able to give you a message, sweetheart. I haven't met you, but, you know, God bless you. And he's sending you all his love and lots of kisses, sweetheart, okay? And I hope that hasn't upset you too much. God bless you.
Well, I'm the pretty one. She's my elder sister.
Oh,
I'm the pretty one.
I've got all emotional now. Bless him. He's made me feel so emotional, because he's so strong, isn't he?
He were emotional. He were emotional lad. To say you wouldn't have believed it, but he were.
He was sensitive, wasn't he? He was
very sensitive. He goes to ring me a lot.
Yeah, Oh, bless. Well, I'm glad that we've
Oh, your
managed to
dad,
give her a
Tony.
message.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's lovely.
sorry,
He's
it's
lovely.
made me feel all emotional. I
Well,
just want to cry for her.
Tony's had him through before, so you know his energy, don't you, Tony?
Oh,
Yeah, I've
well,
had
she
him
said,
through for Sheila, and I think I've had him through for you as well, Jane.
You have, yeah.
yeah, and
And
I've just sort
he's a
of,
lovely. He's such a strong energy,
oh,
and do you know what? He reminds me a lot of your dad's energy, Jane.
Yeah,
He's got that
yeah.
really
It's true
calm
that.
energy as he comes through, but David
oh,
can
He can
escalate a little
flip.
bit.
Yeah, he can
Yeah,
flip.
it can get.
oh,
Oof! If he's got his back up, he's got his back up. He felt
yeah.
very different today. He felt very different
I,
today because
Yeah, because there's
I
a lot
think
going
that's,
on.
he's really got it out, and he's like,
I think that's the anger. I think that's he's
yeah,
angry because of the way the family are
yeah,
treating her,
yeah,
because she hasn't got that respect that she should have as a mum, and they're not
no.
helping her. They're just taking her for granted. So but bless. Anyway,
In the,
have you got another link, Jean?
Anyway,
No, somebody else got one. I thought Tony had then.
Yeah. Did you get
um,
another link, Tony?
I'll be honest and say I'm not really sure. I know I've got somebody stood next to me. I can feel this energy here, but it's like they're just drifting in and then drifting back out, and it's a very sort of, oh dear, okay,
One of
that
them
sort
days.
of feeling I've got with it, and it's a lady. I know it's a lady that I've got with me, but she's a bit. I don't want to say it because it sounds wrong, but it's the word she's using. She says I was a bit of a flake. You know, it would be like, oh, whatever, yeah, okay, and yeah, well, do what you want, and that sort of relaxed feel about her, and if I was any more laid back, I'd be horizontal. Do you know what I mean? And I know I didn't get to an old age. She's telling me I wanted to see 60, but I didn't, and that's all she's saying. So I don't know how old she was, but I know she didn't see 60. She's saying we had to make ends meet, and sometimes we had to rob Peter to pay Paul, but nobody went hungry, and I was very happy with my lot, is what she's saying. Okay. She's saying towards the end of her life, she had a bit of a fight because, and I just feel I'm getting tireder and tireder and tireder, and she's saying yo. So she was either backwards and forwards to hospitals or backwards and forwards to doctors. But I know I'm backwards and forwards, and I'm having treatment, and I'm having blood tests, and I'm having this, and I'm having that. And she says, and in the end, I just went, I've had enough. I've had enough. So I don't know if this is a cancer condition or something else, but I know there was a lot of medical intervention towards the end of her life. And right, okay. She's saying it fell on a few shoulders to help and to look after me when there were more people who could have, but they didn't. I think is how she's putting it to me. It's like there were more people there that could have helped and done and things, but they didn't. And you know that's as much as she wants to say on that one, I think. But I've got. Give me that again, sweetie. Give me that again. Andrea, you can take that. Okay, darling. And Deborah Adams, you sounds like your cousin. She had cancer and she never reached 60. Okay. Like I said, I don't know how old she is, but she says I was looking forward to getting to 60 and I didn't. All right. I've got. Give me that again. She keeps saying something and I can't quite catch what she's saying. I don't know if she's saying rosary or Rosie. It's either rosary or Rosie that I'm hearing. Okay. And bless her. She's talking about five, but she's patting heads, and I feel like the heads are little. So there must have been 5 younger ones. I'm not saying they were all hers, but she's talking about 5 younger ones. Okay. But I do know somewhere connected with this, there's a big family, because I'm just seeing The Sound of Music, which is Jean's reference for all the little kids. But I'm just seeing them all lined up, on the stairs where they're like all lined up.
Yeah, the Von Trapps.
So I know there's a large family around there. Okay. Okay. She's saying, you've said I'm laid back, and you're saying flaky, which were her words, not mine. I was a bit of a flake. But she's talking about times in her life when she just went, and somebody pushed her a little bit too far a few times, and she just went. And it, when like in cartoons the jaw drops to the floor, she's saying people's jaws drop to the floor because I don't lose my temper, but boom, she went. And people were shocked that she had a temper when she got herself rattled. Okay. But whoever this is for down here, like we've just been saying to Sheila, somebody's taken the absolute.
Michael,
yeah.
And she's saying, if I'd still been here, I'd go, because this is ridiculous. That they've taken the absolute. Okay. Bless. Jonathan connects somewhere as well. I don't know if it's Jonathan Spirit or Jonathan here, but there's a Jonathan connection. If there's Jonathan's Earth side of life, please pass a thought across, because they obviously need a little bit of upliftment and support right now. And okay, bless. I'm returning a white rose, which for me is a sign that either a flower went with them in the coffin or on the grave, and they're handing it back with love. But somebody visits, so they either go to the graveside or they go to the crematorium and look at the book on anniversaries and things. So there's somebody visits them. Okay. And 21st of a month must mean something. As you know, I can be a bit off with dates, so 20th, 21st, 22nd, but around the 21st of a month would be significant as well. Okay. And the month of April. Is that it? Okay. And I've got to leave with lilies, red and pink roses, which is love and affection from Spirit. And I will say God bless and see if Gina or Irene have got another connection.
I haven't got a link with that, but I think it's a different person, because I've got this lady, I'm not joking. She is a joker. We talk about men, but yet she's telling me she would have liked a game of bingo. She says, I did like a game of bingo. She says, I never won much, but I liked a game. But she didn't like people. She'd go to bingo, but she didn't like people sitting in wrong spot. If you sat in her seat, she'd be a bit grumpy. Or she'd say, look, they've not come before and they've won line or whatever. But she loved a game of bingo, and she loved to go out and meet people that way. All right, I do know she went with 2 other ladies, and she's making reference. Now, I don't know if they're in spirit or if them ladies are still on Earth plane, but she is so making me laugh. And she's just saying about, she said, I saved for bingo. She says, I saved me bits up to go at bingo. So I know this lady would have, that don't right getting on a bit, but I know she wouldn't have been young, if you know what I mean. Yeah. As she's talking here. And I know she would have had certain days for certain jobs, because that's how she's coming in. Because she's just saying, don't know, this might be for Deborah. I'm playing bingo. But this lady's just saying that she would have had certain days where she would have done certain jobs. And she's saying whoever it is down here needs to take a leaf out of their book. Then they'd be more organised. Instead of thinking, well, I've got that to do, but don't get on with it. And then there's something else. She says, we've just thought, right, this is going to be that day for that, like I did. She says, then I have time for me. She says, because I used to say, right, today's me, I don't know, skirting board day or me ironing or me windows. She says, but then I knew what time I'd got left for me because I'd got everything done. And she says, and I always made sure that the tea was prepared she says she didn't cook it, but it were all prepared, all in the pans and everything for when Ubby or whoever came home. And she's talking about that. I know Tony mentioned about the 6 or something in the family, but I do know there would have been 4 children in this family, because she's saying 4. But when I'm saying 4, I don't know if there would have been 3 still on the earth plane, but 1 in spirit. But she's telling me there would have been 4 children. And that's how she's saying it. And I do know I've got 4 children, but I do know the number 4 would have meant something as well, because she's circling me that. So I don't know if that's 4th of the month or something, but she's circling that. And she says she's already heard about somebody saying about getting the tree down, decorations. She's already heard about that as well. She says it's too early, but she's heard that there's been talks about that. So I hope somebody can understand this lady, because she's a character in her own way. Right, thank you. Because she's a character in her own way. Yeah. She is. And she just loved to go out. And she says, that's where I met most of my friends, at the bingo. And that's where she met him. Right. But you must be able to understand then, sweetheart, where sometimes she's talking about a taxi. So I don't know if she got a taxi to the bingo or a taxi home. But she's talking about taxi, sweetheart. So taxi, she must be something to do with a taxi. All right, darling. But she comes with so much love. I've just got to give you the month of July as well very quickly, sweetheart, okay? And she's given me a beautiful bunch of, tell me again, carnations. I've got a bunch of carnations with the gypsophilia. She got a taxi on. I know there was something to do with a taxi. That's to carry all the winnings. Carnations with gypsophilia in it.
All Get her with the flowers.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Very good, that. It's only because she's told me. And I know she would have had that. All right, bless her. And she's just said, I don't know if it's this time of year, Deborah, then if you can understand, love, where she would have bought a poinsettia, or she would have bought someone a poinsettia. And I know what that is, because that's just a Christmas plant.
It is, yeah.
And I know they're out. But she's talking about that, darling, whether she had a poinsettia bought at Christmas or she would have bought someone else. But I'm going to leave this lady's love with you, darling. She's a comic, I've got to say. And she's so lovely, but I'll say in a night with her love, darling, because I know time's coming on. And Merry Christmas, Deborah. She's just said Merry Christmas.
Oh, bless. Irene?
I've just got a lady that's just popped in, because I thought we were finished, and then this lady said, "No, you're not finished yet. I'm here." I don't know. I don't know who she is, and I don't know who she's with. But this lady was a very forthright person. She would say everything outright, straight John Ball, no messing. And she used to like colourful language, which, as you all know, I don't use anyway, not even in my daily life. So if she starts using that, I'll just change it around a little bit. Now, she's come to talk to somebody because she's not very happy. There's something going on down here. I can't even see her because she stood behind me, and I can't even see. She won't come forward. But she was very bubbly, and she had a lovely personality, and she liked to go out a lot with her friends. But woe betide you if you crossed her, because she would just go, and she would just say what she had to say, and she wouldn't care. She wouldn't care. She'd just say it. She's talking about a gentleman that's spirit side with her, so I don't know if this would be a husband or a partner, but she's talking about 2 wedding rings. So I don't know if one was hers and one's somebody else's, but there's somebody down here who's having a big bust up in the family at the moment, and she's saying if I was there, I'd be knocking the heads together, because it's not right, because they are blood. So this must be either somebody in the family, but there's some sort of big split or big argument going on. Okay, you can take it, Tina. Okay, thank you. Well, listening, sweetheart, she's not exactly telling me what she wants to say, but what she's saying is if I was here, if I was down there, it wouldn't be happening. And I want them to know that I'm listening and I'm watching, and if it gets too far, she's going to take action. Whatever she means by that, I don't know. I really don't know. And your sister was like that, Anne. Okay, well, listen in with Tina, Anne, and we'll see if we can get to the bottom of it. Right, no, I'm not saying that, sweetheart. She's just wanting to say that it's silly, it's childish, and they do want to get their heads battered together, and she just wants some peace, because all she can hear is these arguments going on, and she just wants some peace. So she's saying, can you get them to stop it? Because she's not really happy with anything at the moment. If it's for one of you ladies, and Tina or Maria, what she's saying is, if you can't try and help it, then stay away, because she doesn't want any more getting involved with it. Okay, you've tried, Tina. Well, she doesn't want you really getting involved with it, sweetheart, because it will. What she's saying is that it will come back on you if you try and interfere, if you understand that. And interfere is the wrong word. She doesn't mean interfere as so. If you try and help to put it back together, they could turn on you. This is what she's saying, if this is for you, Tina. Right, okay. And yeah, well, that makes sense, because she's just said that there's a gentleman involved somewhere as well, who's giving it all out and then just stands and watches the fireworks. So that's all I've got. She just wanted to let you ladies know that she knew about this situation, and she's not very happy about it. There isn't anything that she can do, but she will help if she can, but don't get involved with it. Just walk away from it. Okay, and that's all I've got. So I'll say good night and God bless to all of three of you lovely ladies.
Can I just jump in on that just briefly?
Yeah, you can, Jean,
because
pleasure, yeah.
If it will help, I've got the name Sharon connected around there, and I've also got somebody who's been suffering a lot with a bit of a sore throat, but it's only on one side of my throat, and I've got a bit of a sore throat, and it's only on one side, which is unusual. I don't get sore throats, but it's only come since you've been talking. So if that can help anyone out there, then please. Sore throat, the name's Sharon, and I've got to say, she says you've got to have a right good knees up at Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas is going to be the time. Have a right good knees up. Ready for a wee, and I'm going to leave that with you. So I hope one of these can take that, sweetheart, just to
Tina's
see if it helps out.
Side. Tina's saying left side, Jean.
I've just got alongside that, can I give you Bernard?
Bernard?
That's an old name.
She had throat cancer.
Just was shouted in.
She thought she had cancer, yeah.
Right, just hurts.
Okay. Oh, and Sheila's saying Wednesday at Dots, Jean.
Oh, I'll probably see you Wednesday at our Dots then, Sheila. I'll see you Wednesday at our Dots.
There you go.
Okay. Right, that's me done. I don't know if we...
Tony was saying
Anybody out next week? Well, this week?
I'm not until the weekend. As far as I know, unless anything comes in, not until the weekend.
Good night, Dad Alan.
Good night, Daddy Alan. We've got the show on Saturday, haven't we, Tony? Wath Hall.
We have, yes. I was just going to say at Wath Hall on Saturday there is a Christmas fair. So there's a Mind Body Spirit Fair at Wath upon Dearne. If anybody's there, please pop along.
I'm going. I'm reading.
I'm making coffees and teas and possibly.
And Auntie Jean's going to come along and supervise.
I'll be there.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
So there you go. Who's your medium on?
The medium on Sunday at Thurcroft is Daz Hopkinson. Lovely medium, a lovely guy.
Fabulous.
So please come along if you're around Rotherham and Thurcroft area. That starts at 7.
Saturday night there is a Google Meet service for Scunthorpe Church, which we'll be taking.
Have I got that in, Tony? I've got that in.
It's in my diary, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got it,
as well. And Avril Pearson's on Friday, so we won't be live on Friday because I'm booked to do another online service for Avril.
And
I've got them. Yeah, sorry, I've got them.
Yeah,
and
sorry, Irene, go on.
I'm at Clay Cross on Sunday night. Clay Cross at Chesterfield. I'm doing this, taking the service there. So that'll be Sunday night, 6:30 start, I think it is. Divine service, 6:30 till 8. Oh, and
Right.
Jean, I think
Debs,
it's on Friday that we've got that private reading at my house with Daniel.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm glad you. Is that day though? Into that's it day.
Yeah, it's 12 o'clock here.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
12. Well, you did put it in your book the other night when you was here. Oh, maybe not. I don't think I mentioned it.
No, I don't think I did. It doesn't matter. Well, you have now. You have now.
It's right. What was you saying about on Friday night? There's a service or something?
No, he said it. We've got one Friday.
I didn't say what, you and Tony?
Yeah.
You and Tony have got an online one, right? Okay. Right.
It's gone again.
I'm here.
Right.
Okay.
I was just saying, you and Gina have got a Friday night service?
Yes.
Right, okay. Yeah. Okie dokie.
It's a
is it a Facebook Live one? Oh, right, okay. Can't get on there.
Yeah. I end up going to Tony's, that's why.
No.
Yeah.
And then Saturday we've got Scunthorpe, haven't we?
Scunthorpe, that's another one. It's a Google Meet, so it's
that's online as well.
You can't invite people in, which is really
strange.
It's
daft, isn't it? It's daft. So a Google Meet. So can I get it online then?
Before I freeze again, can we have the closing prayer and Nanite song, please?
Yes, of course. Can we bow our heads, please, friends? Dear Lord, Divine Father, thank you for this lovely service over the internet this evening. Could we please ask that any energies that are left from our service go out into the world, Lord? You know where it's needed most. To our animal kingdom, to our wonderful Mother Earth, to all those on beds of sickness, and could I also ask for a bed for the homeless and food for the hungry? And until we meet again, may we have a guardian angel for each and every person that's been online with us this evening. Amen.
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 Lord, keep us safe this night, secure from all our fears. May angels guard us while we sleep, till morning light appears. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Good night and God bless everybody.
Good night. Good night, everyone.